Why are you listening to me? You're listening to me because there's a problem. What's the problem we're facing? The problem we're facing is that education is the same as in the 18th century. Basically, we have a teacher that illuminates with knowledge to our students, and our students are passive. Children that are not able to distinguish what their role in society is, because school gives them all what the school thinks they need. 20th century abilities are different. What we need is basically a classroom where the children are active and the teacher, a mediator that helps this teacher. As you see in the film, what we do is transform the classroom experience to one where the students work collaboratively. In this classroom, we can identify a group of 3 children, where the children form a social network that is being supported by a technological network. This technological network has to be seamless, as transparent as possible, in such a way that the students can work independent of anything. They are the key, and technology is just the support for it. As we see in this film, the children interact, collaborate, and work together, talking, communicating. And the ideas they're communicating are not just day-to-day ideas. They're talking about contents, about the curricula. In the second movie, what we see here is the ability of a student to use technology as a support to communication. As you can see, first she spells an idea, and then she uses technology to support her work. In this third movie, what we see now is children that are interconnected, children that are synchronized. You also see a child behind that works in a way which is not as powerful as the other 2 children. And what the other 2 children do is in some way helping her. But you can say that these children will get used to this type of work. What happens is that the groups are formed randomly, so the children learn to work with students that are socially more capable or less capable than them, students that are friendly or unfriendly to them, and students that like or dislike them. The role of the teacher is essential. Teachers are afraid that technology are pushing them away. In our approach, where the students are the key factor of the classroom, teachers have also a very important role. What you see here is basically a teacher looking to a machine, trying to find out how and why the students need help. You see here this teacher's machine. The teacher machine basically is a grid where in the vertical axis you have the groups, and in the horizontal axis you have the different activities. For example, here you see in group 3 that the students are working in a bad way, while students of group 2 are working nicely. However, in question number 7, you see that all students have a problem. That means basically that the students need support in that subject area. Now if we go back to the teacher's machine, you can see that the group, the third one, beginning from the bottom, hasn't worked in a right way, and that's where the teacher should go. Additionally, you can see that the last group has the same number of yellows, reds, and greens. That means they're working randomly and also need the teacher help to see how they're really working and if they really collaborate. Once the teacher finishes, all this information is uploaded to the internet, where the supervisor, head teacher, or other people with the corresponding abilities can really see what happened in the classroom. What we have here is an in-class management tool. Where are we now? We are now in Chile with over 25 schools. We are in Argentina with 2 schools. We are in Brazil with 5 schools starting next year, 3 schools working now. In the US, we won the grant from the Stanford Research Institute, won the grant from the Department of Education for showing how this technology can be used for the teaching of fraction in 5th grade, and we're working with 3 schools in San Francisco, and in the UK we are working with 3 schools of Wolverhampton. And what you see here is an article that was written in the Guardian of London about our experience in the UK.
Well, when Professor Angela McFarlane and Professor Miguel Nussbaum introduced the Eduinnova project to us, we thought it was a direct match to what we were trying to achieve with the larger mobile learning project in Wolverhampton. And the Eduinnova project was of great interest to us because it was yet another different way of using the mobile devices. We were particularly interested in 2 aspects. One was the collaboration aspect, where you get 3 youngsters working together and they have to discuss their answer to come to a consensus before they can send that back to the teacher's device. And the second aspect that we really liked was the ability of the teacher to track and follow the progress of all the groups using the Eduinnova system in their classroom. Over the month's trial here in Wolverhampton, we're really confident that the Eduinnova system is going to be a really important part of the jigsaw in building up a package for mobile learning to be used in the 21st century classroom.
What's important to mention, it's not about technology. It's about people, pedagogical models and technology. Usually people talk about hardware. There's so much hardware, that's not the key issue. People talk about software, that's also not the issue. It's not Windows, it's not Linux, it's not Apple, that's not the point. The point is about educational models, about contents. What you have to understand is that for a given content, there's a pedagogical model. Not every pedagogical model really works for every content. Now if you add technology or media on this intersection, you will see that you have to understand how technology can really support a given pedagogical model for a given content. So that's really the issue. We have to understand this intersection and work on this intersection. That's the key issue. Now, what we have to see that when you have this task understood, you have to see that we really want, what is our real aim? Our real aim is to change from the 19th century to the 21st century. And basically what we have seen now is that people are using technology to improve what we already have, the 19th century classroom. What we really want is to move to the 21st century classroom. And for example, what we have here in this example is a photograph of an XP machine, Windows XP machine, where on the left side you have a window to this collaboration, on the right side you have a window to the internet, for example. So the children have to search for information on the internet while simultaneously they have to collaborate on the information they're searching. These are abilities that are required for the 21st century. Once we understand the pedagogical model and the needs of the 21st century, we have to see that we have to really train the teachers. Teachers are a key factor. If the teachers don't work with us, we won't change the classroom. And the way of teacher training is basically through immersion. The teacher has to feel the experience as the students will do it one day. And finally, for defining a project, we have to have a long-term vision. It's not just introducing technology. There have to be a pedagogical model, there have to be a vision of the school, of the learning authority, so that we can really introduce technology and change the experience in the classroom. So basically, to conclude, it's not only paper and pencil. It's about seamless, interconnected technology that allows us to transform the classroom. Thank you very much.